Good morning, YouTubers, friends, followers, Trevorites. Thank you all very much for supporting this channel and helping it grow. Well, it's Friday morning. I've had a busy 24 hours, I'm not going to lie. Busy 24 hours. Haven't had many emails yesterday, so when I woke up, it wasn't really that many. But throughout the day, they seem to increase. I had a call in the morning, as you already know, from GB News, from Alex, the floor manager, saying, Trevor, we're talking about Germany and France today and about the military, and can you come on at 3, just after 3? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So hung up the phone, did what I needed to do. Started looking at what Germany's capabilities are, what France's capabilities are, where we are in the UK with our armed forces. Okay, NATO and the EU defence, looked at that, made a phone call to a friend, very knowledgeable friend. Okay, I'm on today about this. The story is, the title's this. He went, great, right. We could get this in, Trevor, and get this out into the open. Let's see what, I went, okay, sorted, okay. So I went and took all my notes, preparing for it. So I'm sitting here in this chair, waiting, I'm thinking, will I wear a tie, will I not wear a tie? No, it's quite relaxed, just chill. So throughout the day, I had different things happening anyway. Different things were happening. And the minute I'm waiting there to go on, Patrick Christie comes on and he says, National Service. Do you think, we've had lots of questions coming National Service, straight away I'm sitting in the chair and I'm going, the topic's National Service? That's not, stop it, Alex, brief me. I've done my research on this. So then I'm like, but I need to get these important points out. These are vital points I need to get out. Okay. I'll have to change the dynamics of the conversation. So he comes to me straight away. He's on there and screen. Then I'm put on the back foot because he's on there with Lieutenant General Jonathan Riley, who's an expert in NATO and the European defence. So straight away I'm thinking, crap. Don't get it wrong. And then I'm thinking, you've done your research, you know your stuff, just get it out. So then he goes, Trevor, I'm going to come to you first. National Service. Good thing, bad thing. Here's my, come on, welcome. So here's my point. I'm like, National Service? And then I sort of went, well, Patrick, National Service isn't what we should be talking about. We should be talking about why you're bringing up the title of National Service. And this all stems back to 1981, 9 years before the end of the Cold War, blah, blah. And I started to change the dynamics and get out what I wanted to get out. And it was over the target. It was really well. Hi, Jesus. I'm glad you're not kicking my feet, though. Good boy. So managed to get that out, and then after that the phone started ringing and stuff. The guy who I'd spoken to previously said, I've just spoken to Jonathan, and he says, that was amazing how Trevor managed to turn something so trivial into something so substantial. So I was pleased. What are you doing? So we got that out, and then my phone started going in the afternoon. Trevor, have you seen South Park? Have you seen South Park? And I'm like, no. So then I got to see South Park and I couldn't stop laughing. I mean, they pulled it off, didn't they? Are you okay? They pulled it off. The Harkles. It was so funny. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. Now, and I will point this out, I get people that do care, a lot of people care, and they send me screenshots of what people write about me that's nasty. For future reference, I said it before, I think, please don't send me that. Because you're sending me the negativity and then I'm reading negativity and I don't want it. So I'd rather you didn't send me the screenshots, just block them. If you get into an argument with someone that's a troll, you're going to lose. Because trolls are in that frame of mind and they'll try and twist you. So just ignore them. Hey, this is the first time you've jumped up here in a while, isn't it? Zeus? Are you okay? So, yes. Then I looked at it and then the stories coming out, I couldn't believe it. The mother of one of my soldiers that died is still grieving. I mean, this soldier died in 2006. Someone sent me a screenshot of what she wrote, and she wrote it in 2020. That's 14 years after the death of her son. And I couldn't understand what I was reading. It said, her story about me was, when my son got blew up, Trevor just sat there and watched him bleed out. He didn't do anything, and Trevor is a trained medic. I'm not a trained medic. I was a combat soldier. I was never a trained medic, so that was one thing. He sat and watched him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm reading this going, I was in shock. I'd just been blown up. I couldn't react straight away. And then he carried the stretcher, and apparently I dropped her son 3 times. I'm like, hold on. First of all, those 4 of us moved him 10 meters into the back of a Spartan armored fighting vehicle, who then took him round to the HLS. So I don't understand. I think over the years, people that are twisted and guided just make up stories about combat, and then the stories get to people that really want the truth. But if you're making stuff up, it just gets worse and worse and worse through time. So there we go. I don't remember running with a stretcher. There we go. Not once, but yeah, it's sad. But then I had a call. I spoke last night on the phone with Samantha Markle, who is a woman going through a bit of a tough time at the minute. And I had to explain to her this, because she was mentioning about her case and about certain things which going to go on in the case, and about her plans with this, and her solicitor's a very decent guy and he's very good at what he does. In fact, her solicitor worked with, I'm not going to, no, won't say it. He's a very good guy. But she was telling me about the negativities getting to her, where people saying she gave away her children, she did this, she was a bad mother, she beat her kid, all these different stories coming out by the sugars. And I had to say, listen, Samantha, just stop right there. Please listen. Every single day I get attacked on social media. I'm accused of everything from paedophilia, child abuse, to fraud, to this, to everything. I get it. But see if you let it get in here, it eats away at you. I says, whenever I was suffering in my worst time at PTSD, everything got in there and it embedded, and it made me a nasty person. Spew. It made me nasty. I says, but whenever I got help from a therapist, and I let her in there, and she put everything back in its order and sealed it all off, put padlocks and everything, and she went, listen, your life can improve. I said, so if things are getting on top of you, what you need to do is get some therapy and make yourself bulletproof, because you are in the public eye. People are going to attack you, and you need to get stronger. So we had a little chat last night, and yeah, hopefully, yeah, I think she was, in the end, she was a bit chirpy. She went, well, thank you, blah, blah, blah. We had a chat. People need that. People need a little bit of help. They do. Talking of help, sad news this morning to hear about Bruce Willis. Now, I think we all know that Bruce Willis has retired from movies. He started to make mistakes in his lines and stuff, started making, as he got older and older, and he's now battling dementia, the poor guy. But he's got a loving family around him, and that's what people need in times like that. So there we go. He started off doing moonlighting, didn't he? Yeah, he did, yeah. Great actor in his day. It's a shame, but as I go back to yawn, sorry. It's a shame, but as I always say, we all have a shelf life. We do. My dogs went to sleep behind me. Russia are pushing it in the last 2 days, twice. So that's, I don't know why the paper do this. In the last 2 days, twice in the last 2 days. Why not just say every day? US jets are having to scramble and force Russian nuclear bombers away from the US. Not good, is it? And there's been some sort of TV debate in Russia, on Russian TV, and pro-Putin allies have stood there and said they're going to turn London into dust. Well, could they? Possibly. Nobody wants that, do they? And Love Island. Love Island's back on, isn't it? Yeah, everyone's loving Love Island. Well, not everyone. But a Love Island lady, her name is Kaz. Can't think of her second name. Have I got it written down here? I've got it down. Kaz Crossley has been jailed in Dubai when photographs on the internet emerged of her snorting cocaine. It is illegal. They are very strict in Dubai. Think about where you're traveling to and think about your past actions. Apparently she was on her way to Thailand to carry out humanitarian. She was going to do voluntary work in Thailand. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. But there we go. When I say no, she wasn't, that was in my opinion, by the way. Yes, in my opinion. Yeah. Quite strange, isn't it, how we have to now make sure we get everything right. Yeah. These are all my opinions, by the way, based on the things that I'm reading in today's media. And what happened yesterday, clearly. Right. Yeah, this morning, I tell you what happened this morning. I'm lying in bed, picked up my phone to check the time. I have all these different messages coming in. I shouldn't have done it, but I clicked on Twitter. Now on Twitter, there's sometimes, well, I get it now all the time. At the top of my phone, there'll be like a purple bar with different people's faces in it, and it'll say online. It's called Spaces. It's a conversation where people are in. Now, someone that follows me was in Spaces, and I noticed their face. I went, oh, I know that person. Don't know them. I've never met them. So I went on there to listen. And the topic was, anything goes, nothing off topic. So I'm listening. Noticed the different things. People putting hands up, they want to speak. I'm just listening. So I hit the start listening and start listening. And all I heard was this guy going crazy. And he was like, well, man, hey, dog, we got to realize, listen, let me get it off my chest. I need to unwind, bro. We need to realize that these white folk, they got to pay. They got to pay for what they did. So I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? And this guy wanted money. This guy wanted money from his white neighbours. He wanted money. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. What's going on here? I clicked speaker and I went, hello? Can somebody else talk? Wow. I mean, it all came. Who is this guy? Who's this guy talking about? I had to come out. I'm like backtracking out the door. Stop, pause, had to leave. But there's some people out there that just won't let things go. They just won't let things go. We need to let things go and move on. Move on with a bright future. Can't live in the past, can we? No. So there we go. Well, people, listen, I'm going to shoot off and got a few things today. I've got to drop my son off later at the football club where he will be training with professionals. So see how that goes. That's only for 3 hours, so see how that goes. Well, listen, thank you very much for your support. I do appreciate it. Thank you to those that continue to support me on PayPal. Means a lot. But look after each other. Look after each other. Need to do that, don't we? And I'm happy at the minute that the fitness touch is starting to grow. His channel's starting to move up. I think he's got nearly 300 subscribers, but he is moving. Yeah, interesting. He was on last night. I came on for a while to listen in and stuff, but then I had loads of things to do. But listen, have a great day. Stay safe.